Hello everyone and welcome to the third part of the video about the endurance race I competed in, organized by Wanderlands Ranch the 2nd April. So this is the part 3 of a series I'm doing where I have edited all the videos I've gathered during my endurance race competition, and I am commenting on it live to kind of share with you what happened and how the event is organized and kind of share with you my experience of the event. I did this endurance race with Speck, my endurance horse, which is a Akhal Teke horse. He is 9 years old and he is a stallion. He was trained since he's 4 years old to do endurance race. We are working every day to keep up his conditioning and his stamina, and this is not a new competition for us as we did several in the past and he also did several before I bought him. I'm going to do a little synopsis of what happened during the day 1 and day 2 of the race. If you didn't watch the part 1 and part 2, now is the time to leave this video and go watch this part 1 and part 2, because now I'm going to spoil it if you haven't watched it, so leave it. So in day 1 we met our Mc Farlanes Ranch, what was the start of the race. I met Tina, my teammate, with her horse Kiri. We started for Mc Farlanes and then we had to go to our first checkpoint, Starwberry. It took us a whole day, so we passed the night at Starwberry. Then the second day we went from Starwberry to Valentine, our second checkpoint. At Valentine we said goodbye to Kiri and Tina changed her horse for Jaina, the horse you are seeing right now on the left side of the screen. And then from Valentine we arrived to Oakcraig's Run. The objective was to go to Van Horn, but it was quite far and we had to stop during the night, of course, because we didn't want to travel with the horses during the night, especially because they were on day 2 of their travel and we wanted to kind of save their energy for the rest of the course as we still had a lot of road to do. So yeah, instead of running during the night to Van Horn, we decided to stop at that lake, went a bit off-road, and then pass the night there and go back to the road the next day. So the morning of the third day, we woke up around 3 a.m. like we did usually on the first 2 days. We packed everything, so the tent and every camp stuff we had. We brushed the horses, prepared them, make sure they were comfortable. Speck seemed a bit more tired than the 2 first days, but that was normal. We did quite a long road at that point, so we were going to take it easy. The main objective here was to go to Saint-Denis, but before we had to go to Van Horn. So if everything was well, we were at least going to go to Saint-Denis, but if everything seemed off or if the horses were too tired, we were going to stop at Ansburg. Here you see me on the ground because we were unfortunately attacked by a wolf, but fortunately it was just one wolf, so it was not a pack at least, and Speck didn't throw me off. It's just that since Loki had his accident, now I just go down and take care of the wolf and let my horse go to be sure that he can be safe and that I can deal with the wolf safely. when we arrived around Van Horn, Speck started to be a bit weird. He was not focused on his rhythm. I think he was a bit distracted by the city itself. We're not going there a lot, so yeah. So when we arrived at Van Horn, we did a little break. I checked his tact, I checked his hooves and his body condition, and it was fine. But here, for example, we're just passing here, and then it kind of spooked, and I don't know why. But we continued, and when we crossed the city, it was okay again. It was just like being very, very sensitive about his environment. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but I tried to work it out and just keep calm and continue the work and wait for him to kind of get in back there. So here it's when it started to get kind of downhill. First we were on that bridge that were like extra muddy and wet and slippery, and we're like, yeah, welcome to the swamps. Second, we were in the swamps. In the swamps, if you don't know, they are snapping turtles and gators, and you can see one on the left of my screen for a bit. And yeah, Speck, as a lot of horses, are not fan of gators, but then here the gator like kind of snap at us, and then next thing you know, I'm being fucked off because yeah, Speck, I don't know what the gator said, but Speck really didn't like what it said. So yeah, so starting from here, Speck completely stopped being rational, which is normal. He's a prey animal, and he has just been like hissed by a predator. So yeah, no, he put him in a very, very stressful situation. It also really helped that Tina took the lead, because you know it showed him that if a horse could pass safely, he could too. So yeah, no, it was easier from the point she took the lead to calm him down and, you know, especially ground him on something positive. So yeah, arriving in Saint Denis was feeling way better, getting ready to go back on the lead. I told Tina we could maybe take the cross of the city calmly, just on a walk, so like that they can take a breather too. So yeah, we just take nicely and slow here, and it was all good. Unfortunately, we were back to Gatorland. So yeah, here we also had gators. Speck smelled them for sure. But here it was kind of known to be safer for gators because of the traffic around the town and the bridge. So it kind of kept them away. And yeah, Speck figured it out. I also asked Tina at the end of the bridge to take the lead a bit, just to ground Speck again. And yeah, it was alright. And we started to see the sun getting down, and we starting to wondering what we were going to do for the night. when we arrived here, it was around 7:30 and the sun was going down, and we just had a little part to do, but it meant cross some swamps again and go to Brathwaite by the forest. So we still had a bit to go, and it was going to be nighttime very soon. So with Jaina, we took the decision to not proceed on the race and call it a day, because we have lived a lot of things that day, a lot of emotions, and the horses were really tired. So we decided to start a place to camp, and we asked the owners of this big property if we could camp on their backyard to offer us safe space for horses during the night, and they offered us a place in their garage, and that was really cool. I was really grateful for it because it was raining so hard outside. So yeah, no, that was really nice of them, and the horses had a nice dry environment to sleep, and we were really grateful. So yeah, today was an eventful day, and unfortunately when I untagged Speck, I saw that it was hurting his mouth. I think that when he barked, I can maybe hold on too much on the reins, and so he hurt his mouth a bit with the bit, maybe pinched it a bit. It's not big, but and not deep, but I think it could bother him if he has a bit. So it wasn't big. The plan was that if he had no sign of infection or temperature or anything like that, so if it was well, I would ride the next day in a rope halter. So like that, he can finish the course while being comfortable in his mouth and not being bothered by that. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video and see how that goes. Bye!